So, rules can produce a gambling experience as easily as they can produce a gaming experience, and there are reasons that different people would want to experience either, and it's okay. However, if the mechanics of luck and the mechanics of skill can produce such different gaming experiences, how is it that they've come to coexist in video games? I think it's important to note that as the gaming industry has grown in its appeal or popularity, it's also gained in its potential for profitability. This has caused many within the gaming industry to attempt to find ways of increasing the potential for any IP or franchise to make money. Some of these ways I'd consider unfortunate, but acceptable. Games actually have a unique benefit to publishers and developers or shareholders in companies. They don't have to be released as finished products, unlike movies. Virtual scenarios, assets can be withheld, completed content can be locked behind paywalls, new areas can be created and installed after a game's release through DLC and updates. All of these instances are options that developer and publishers have today, and can greatly increase the earning potential and fiscal longevity of a game. The quantity of content given to consumers in regard to these practices will mostly reduce to an argument over value for money. Basically, what do you get for what you pay for? We have some rather positive examples in the market of this today. For example, The Witcher 3 is a great way to implement DLC in a title and provide a consumer value for money. We have some negative examples as well currently. Unfortunately, I might cite Destiny 2. There are good examples of these and bad examples, but on their own they don't necessarily have to represent a gambling mechanic present and can function as welcome additions to a title. Again, depending on the quantity and quality offered. So if I was going to narrow it down, for this video specifically, I would suggest that the main area for any regulatory body to observe when a product is released and possibly legislate on would be found within the game's reward distribution system. Specifically in games with large production budgets and lots of financial backing within the AAA section of the market, a randomized reward system has been implemented into well-known franchises which has been monetized. Basically, what is an RNG lootbox system? This is what it is. This, as a newly implemented practice, in my opinion, is a misdirection or step in the wrong direction for the industry. I'd like to cite an example to demonstrate my thinking. Let's say that you play against and defeat a challenging boss character in a game and earn a rare or valuable reward, say a sword or a piece of armor, a charm or an outfit. Earning this reward by using the game's inbuilt combat system demonstrates that the player has learned, through observation and implementation of tactics, how to overcome the challenge to earn the reward. If the only way to earn the reward is to complete this task of defeating an enemy character, then the item itself, when worn or displayed, symbolizes achievement. Achievement that can only be bestowed on the player through a demonstration of his or her in-game skill. Imagine if the ability to unlock that item became a monetized RNG lootbox system. Not only has the previously required use of skill been lost in order to attain the item, all of the item's potential non-monetary value has been taken as well, strangely enough. The unique nature of it, the time, learning process become irrelevant when the same item can be purchased. The item could represent a player's skill or their complete lack of, without knowing how it has been obtained by other in-game observers. The convenience removes the challenge and nullifies the reward. Gaming is a challenge. Tests of skill are supposed to be challenges. People that suggest this ease of access or this method of access can aid the inclusive atmosphere of a game, I would agree if it didn't exclude poorer people or those with less disposable income. Ultimately, gaming is for everyone, and everyone should have the equality of opportunity or the access to abilities to unlock an in-game reward without IRL economics as a factor. Even on a smaller side note, it can affect the immersion offered by a title. This reward system often doesn't occur in-game, more likely in a menu system. I believe COD World War II is different, but I still feel that system's quite awful and you just can't really polish it. So in conclusion, to sum things up, if you remove the challenge from a task to earn the reward, you ultimately remove the gaming from a game. This is why gambling is utterly different to gaming in its basic nature and presents the risks apparent in attempting to intersperse the techniques of one into the other. There really are no excuses for identifying where this overlap occurs and drafting some legislation, effective legislation for it. That, the dangers of developers charging people paying money for unlocks that produce non-specified randomized results as reward. That's why this is contentious. Gamers are critical, vocal, and rightfully highly involved as consumers in their industry. We care about what makes this hobby great and what makes it fun. Honestly, if I want to go gamble, I can go to a casino. If I want to test my skill, I'll play a game that offers content, like Titanfall 2 or Dark Souls. Anyway, these are just my thoughts, and I'd like to hear, people's feedback on it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for listening, and I'll probably look forward to uploading or discussing these subjects more in the future if people like it. Many thanks.